Do you know what is actually behind a Swiss alpine paradise? In this video, I will share with you an example of sustainable development in tourism from the perspective of someone living in the preserved alpine region. This story is based on my own personal experience. Almost everyone knows that Switzerland holds a leading position in the world for environmental policies such as the use of renewable energy, preservation of water quality, and recycling of waste. However, not everyone is aware of how much effort and even sacrifice it takes from the community to preserve its local environment. When I moved into a 300-year-old farmhouse at 1,200 meters altitude near the village of Rougemont, I couldn't even begin to imagine the implications of Swiss sustainable development policies on private property. Being only 7 kilometers away from Gstaad, which is one of the most well-known and prestigious tourist destinations in Switzerland, and where there are luxury hotels, high-end shopping, an airport, and world-class cultural and sporting events, this entire region has still managed to retain its authentic alpine style. The secrets behind this preserved alpine authenticity are hidden in numerous government policies, along with the private property owners' efforts and investments. First of all, there are strict and well-enforced laws and regulations regarding construction practices. The federal planning law for land use, for example, requires the local authorities to devise guidelines by which they establish which areas are suitable for agriculture or are of special beauty, important for recreation, or as natural habitats. Wherever possible, agricultural zones are demarcated as large and continuous areas. As a result, we are surrounded here with pure nature consisting of green fields with colorful flowers, groomed cows, wild animals and birds, clear rivers, and a wide network of endless trails for all sorts of tourists who are actually regularly passing by our house on foot or in the air by parapente or hot air balloons, thinking that this is one of those cute old unoccupied farms. To preserve the natural beauty of the landscape for future generations and tourists, the Swiss people voted by referendum in March 2012 and accepted an initiative called Lex Weber, limiting construction of second homes. The main purpose of this initiative was to stop the proliferation of secondary residences in tourist regions such as the Alps by people who occupy those residences only during a very short period of the year, in other words, reducing the cold beds. We feel fortunate being a part of this paradise, with other neighboring traditional wooden chalets naturally fitting into this environment. However, each resident here has to pay close attention to everything he is doing to his house or even the territory around it. There is a multi-layer governmental control on every aspect of every property, not to mention those that have been designated of historical value and are protected. In order to preserve the authentic look of old Swiss chalets, almost every activity planned on a house should have a special authorization, without which the owner is not allowed to start any renovation or construction work. The old houses here should respect, for example, the roof line and the materials the roof is finished with. Even the presence, locations, and size of each opening, like doors and windows, are carefully controlled by the local authorities. Not every property is lucky enough to get a road access, and there are many cases when a property owner in an agricultural zone has to climb up and down through high grass, dirt, or snow to reach his house. There are some who have more luck getting permission for unpaved dirt road. It is required in this case, though, that there is a line of grass growing in the middle of the road. Low in the valley, in construction zone areas, these restrictions are not applied and most of the roads are perfectly paved. Because our valley has a continental road passing through, it's impossible to completely restrict the car traffic. But during the ski season, free public transportation is provided to allow skiers move from one ski lift station to another without a car. There is much more I would like to share with you in hope that it might inspire your community to follow this example. But it's always better to see it once than to hear it 100 times. So you're welcome to visit the Swiss Alps and particularly our region where you can witness it all yourself. See you soon!